Okay, welcome guys to this Monday night wellness call. This is our September call, and I wanted today to be really practical, how I personally use oils on my kids. Every month we do these wellness calls, and there's always a different theme and a different topic. But I feel like I get asked this the most. And this is the most I feel important when it comes to confidently using your oils on a regular basis. And for sake of time, I told the girls before I started recording that I'm keeping this at 20 minutes. So this is not your super in-depth oil class. So for sake of time, I'm going to keep this brief, but I'll leave a few minutes at the end. So that way, if you have specific questions about a certain oil or a certain need or whatever, I will be able to answer any questions at the end. And since I'm recording and screen sharing, I can't actually see the chat right now, but let's see if my slides will change. Okay. Why essential oils? I like to call these God's medicine. This is just the original plan, the original intent for what God put on earth for us, knowing what we were going to need in plants. And when it comes to Young Living's over 30 years old. Um, I have personally used these oils on my babies, my pregnancies, my newborns. I can attest to their purity. um, I can attest to their quality control. Even next week, next Monday, we're taking a group of girls here and we're going to one of the farms so we can actually witness with our own eyes these oils, how they're processed, how they're made. So in a nutshell, if you're watching this recording and you've never heard of Young Living, one of the things that makes Young Living so special, other than how old they are, which that's like tons of testimonies and users that can vouch for them, is they keep everything in house. Everything from they plant their own non-GMO organic seeds and they're not adulterated soil that has no pesticides or chemicals at their own farms. They do their own harvesting. They do their own distillation with nothing but water. There's absolutely zero toxins added into this process. There's nothing that is watering these down. All the way to testing. That's the only thing that they do third party, which I appreciate because I don't want a company just doing their own testing on their own oils to say that they're wonderful, but we send them out in triplicate testing. There's over 20 tests that are done on every single batch. And then they bottle in house. So I know that when these oils arrive at my doorstep, that this is as good as they get. This is as pure quality control. Obviously, I trust them from my own personal use. I've been using Young Living for 13 years, but also because I have been to the farms and I've seen the whole production. So that's it in a nutshell. I could spend a whole 20 minutes talking about Seed to Seal, which is Young Living's slogan, their kind of claim to fame on how they do everything in house. But why we use essential oils, God's intended medicine. These are the things that are just readily available in nature for our wellness. They're so incredibly versatile. So if you were to take an oil science class, which if you've not taken one yet, you need to go check out our YouTube channel because that is like what gets me giddy excited, that and oils of the Bible. But you get to just see God's intention and design in these things. Not only are they incredibly versatile for the plant, essential oils are basically like the blood of the plant, the life force of the plant. All of the things they do for the plant that protect it from viruses, from bugs, from decay, from weather changing, seasons changing, they also work in our bodies that way. So they're lipid soluble, they get into our bloodstream almost immediately. About 20 minutes for adults. If you were to apply oils to the bottom of your feet where your largest pores are, about 20 minutes and they're in your entire bloodstream. And then also for children, less than 5 minutes. And this is also why purity really matters. You can have really toxic chemicals. You can actually go to Walgreens and Walmart and they have essential oils and they come with a lot of warning labels like do not ingest, do not put on your skin. These are for fragrance only. Well, Young Living, that is the complete opposite. These are intended for benefits for mind, body, emotions. If you know anything about the olfactory system, this is just another God design detail. But our sense of smell links directly to our limbic system of our brain. Our limbic system of our brain is our emotional control center. It also controls things like heart rate, metabolism, respiration, temperature. And so just simply smelling oils does a lot of benefit for your body. And that's why just smelling toxic fragrance does a lot of damage to your body. So don't even get me started on the hormone, the cascade of hormones, how that can really mess with you. But these are our family's first defense mechanism. These are the very first things we grab for on a daily basis in our medicine cabinet. They're so pretty, they travel, they don't expire, they're itty bitty. I mean, like they're just like they're perfectly made. If I were to, I'm not going upstairs because all my kids are up there and it's loud and it's dinner time madhouse right now. But if you were to look at my oil shelf, after 13 years of using Young Living, I still repurchase about every 6 months a certain kit called the Everyday Oils Kit. The Everyday Oils Kit, I'm going to switch over to this real quick, is this one on the left. This is the OG kit. This is what I started off with. When I first kicked off my Young Living business, I only taught on this kit. And wouldn't you know, 13 years later, I'm still reordering this. And why? Because these are the most everyday used in our family, the ones that we reorder the most. Now, keep in mind when you order the kit, they are 5 ml bottles, which is about 85 drops per bottle, versus you could individually order these as 15 mils, which is about 250 drops. But we run out of these the most. And so the Everyday Oils Kit is the most bang for your buck. It's about $125. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas if you were to individually order just a few of those, you would already be at that price point. So it's amazing money saver. But let me go back to this slide. So many different ways that we use these, or reasons why we use these, but we reach for these before we reach for anything else. We also have homeopathics as first defense. If this is new for you, if you are not savvy with herbal medicine or crunchy or whatever you want to call it, maybe you grew up with the conventional medicine, I really want to simplify this for you. I don't want this to be overwhelming. In fact, I think oils can make your life a lot easier. These can individually take the place of so many things you probably are buying and using that come with side effects, that come with warnings, that don't always even really work to heal. Pharmaceuticals, modern medicine, they're a band-aid. They stop symptoms. They make you feel better in the moment, but they're not designed for healing. God designed healing. So he gets all the credit for this. This is his design. So we use them for everything. We use them for digestive. We use them for respiratory. We use them for immune. We use them for emotions. We use them for stress. We use them for cleaning. We use them for baking. We use them for cooking. I mean, like literally the most versatile. Have any of you guys seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding? And they like use Windex for everything. That's lavender. That's frankincense. That's oils. Oh, look, I am able to see the chat. I hope this doesn't stop my screen share. Thank you. Everyday Oils Kit, $155. So I'm going to break down just a few of these for you, and then I'm going to end with giving you some of my favorite recipes. And then I'm going to leave a few minutes for questions. But like I said, this is not, thank you, 10 oils in that kit. Yes, insane. And some of the oils in there, I think one of the slides is going to show frankincense oil is in there. Frankincense alone is $70. Panaway is in there. Panaway alone is $80. Those are already both in there. You've already surpassed how much you've just paid for that kit. So it's amazing. Okay, this is like the standard dilution ratio for kids, because if you only have one kit to buy, I would recommend the Everyday Oils Kit. And why? Because the entire family can use it. These are undiluted oils. I can take any of those oils and I can use them straight, or we say neat for me and for Jeremy, which means undiluted. In fact, I very, very rarely dilute with my kids, but I'll talk about that. But if you want to use them for your kids and your babies, you can then dilute them. So you can dilute them with Young Living has something called V6, which is 6 vegetable oils. It's a great option for dilution because it's not oily. Like if you rub it on their skin, it's not going to stain clothing or anything like that. It doesn't have a smell. You can also use olive oil. You can also use coconut oil. You can use jojoba oil, really your carrier oil of choice. But the point is when you combine the essential oil with the fatty oil, it's going to dilute it. And so it's going to, if you have sensitive skin, usually kids do have more sensitive skin, or if you're using like what we call a spicy oil, a hot oil, those are reasons to dilute. It's also good though to keep in mind that diluting does dilute the property. So you might find that you need to use them a little bit more on your children if you are diluting. Now, there are other options for kids that I'll show you that already are diluted. So if you don't want to go through the mess or you want to have oils, like I love having some of the diluted oils ready to go in my diaper bag because those are just great on the go. I don't have to, in a pinch, carry a carrier oil with me. Also, this is kind of just fun little hack, but if you have Young Living's chapstick, like the lavender lip balm, that's like a dilution stick on the go. So just fun fact. But we know with Young Living that none of these oils are going to harm your children. The biggest issue you're going to find is if you accidentally get oils in the eye or accidentally use a spicy oil on the skin and it gets a little itchy or red or irritated. There's no damage done. These oils, because they're pure, they're not going to get stuck in their liver. They're not going to cause any toxicity as quickly as they get in the bloodstream as quickly as they get out of the bloodstream. So keep that in mind too, that we don't just like use an oil one time and call it quits. If I'm using something for, let's say, a cough, I'm going to use that oil regularly, every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour. It's not just like a one and done. They work very quickly and effectively because they get in the bloodstream quickly, but they also leave quickly. They evaporate. So take a picture of this if you want it. This is dilution ratio for kids. I don't typically dilute on my children because for the most part, I'm using them on the bottom of their feet. Bottom of the feet, like I said, not really sensitive skin, largest pores. I know that even if I'm using an oil, let's say for a cough or respiratory, I can still put it on their feet and it's going to go where it needs to go. Y'all know like Vicks Vapor Rub does this. They say to put it on the bottom of the feet. Like you don't have to put it on the chest to get the breathing benefits. So it's really interesting. I don't know, there's old wives' tale recipes, and we actually use these too, but like putting an onion in the sock while you're sleeping or garlic. And you know what? You will taste that onion, you will taste that garlic in your mouth from the bottom of your feet. So I typically don't dilute because for the most part, doing the bottom of the feet. Now if I am using an essential oil on like a baby, a newborn, and maybe I am doing it for whatever specific reason on the belly button or on the spine or on the chest for the airways, then yes, it's wise to dilute. Why not, right? So that's like your little dilution ratio. Okay, so all the way to the left, everyday oils. These are your undiluted 10 everyday oils. This is your thieves, your peppermint, your lemon, Panaway, stress away, lavender, joy, frankincense, tea tree purification. I wish I had time to go through each of these and just do just this class. But I just want you to know that each of these has about 50 uses. So let's just, for example, let's just take lavender. Lavender is the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. It's called that because it has over 200 constituents that we know of. We're still discovering constituents in these plants every day. And so lavender is going to be good for a whole range of things from wounds, super soothing, does not burn, gently cleans the wound, bruises, bumps, things like that. It's also really great for bug bites. It's also really great for reactions to bug bites. It's also great for keeping bugs away. It's also really great for calming tantrums. It's also really great for quieting your mind and resting and getting into sleep mode. So many uses just with that one oil. Lemon's another great one. Lemon is So extremely versatile. This is a citrus. So citrus oils are a little bit different than the rest of the oils because they're not steam distilled, they're cold pressed from the rind. And so they can be a little photosensitive. So lemon isn't one I'm going to put like on my face before I go out in the sun. The sun can kind of uh exemplify, is that the word I'm trying to like highlight that what that oil does? But again, if you have any irritation with oil, you just use a carrier oil. Never use water to dilute. Water is a driver. In fact, we use water to drive oils in on purpose. So if let's say I'm using lemon and peppermint to reduce temperature, and I like to do that on the belly button and on the spine. I might put a little bit of water in the belly button or make like a compress on the chest, and that's going to drive that oil deeper, deeper into the pores and deeper into the skin. So water, if you get oils in your eye, it's not going to cause like long-term damage or anything like that. It is uncomfortable. Water makes it worse. So just take olive oil on like a cloth or a paper towel and wipe away. The oil is going to bind to the fatty oil and you can wipe it away like that. Thieves is also in this kit. Thieves is our go-to immune boost. And there are so many ways to use the oils. The labels do have some instruction. They even have dilution ratios on the labels. But there's basically 3 ways that we use essential oils. We use them topically. So again, bottom of the feet. You can put it topically where it needs to go. Let's say you have, oh my gosh, we constantly have bobos in this house, but let's say you have like a head bobo and it's like a big bruise or a knot. I can dilute Panaway, which is amazing for nerves, for pain, for sensitivity like that, for I'm trying to like stay compliant, bruising. You can put that where it hurts. So you can use these topically, neat, diluted, um, on the feet, on the spine, on the belly button. Those are all great portals for kids. You can use these internally. We put them in veggie capsules. We cook with them. We marinate things with them. We bake with them. There's different reasons why you might want to do that. We also, my kids are obsessed with Ningxia Red. This is our wellness antioxidant drink. And we can hide not yummy tasting oils pretty well in Ningxia, and they can just take like a little shot of that. And then the third way that you want to use Young Living oils is diffusing and or inhalation. And so inhalation can look like adding a couple drops of oil into your hands. We say make a scent tent, and you rub your hands together to activate the oil. Close your eyes, make a little tent over your nose and mouth, and take deep breaths. If you guys saw how many times a day we did this in homeschool for emotional regulation, you would laugh, but they work so good and the kids are so receptive to it that almost always, if I'm sensing overwhelm or a meltdown or whatever, I'll pull out Stress Away, which is in this kit. I'll pull out Joy. I'll pull out frankincense, and I'll let them pick the one that they want. And they don't fight me on it. They know it helps them. They just go ahead and go in their little scent tent. But we also diffuse like crazy. If you were to walk around my house, you'd see a diffuser in every room, in every bathroom. We do this to clean the air. We do this to regulate our mood. I can truly control, for the most part, the temperature in the room with what I'm diffusing. If we need calm, sleepy vibes and it's nighttime, I can put cedarwood and lavender in that diffuser, or peace and calming. If we have some stuff going on, some sneezing, some coughing, I know I can put thieves in that diffuser, lemon in that diffuser, peppermint, RC, raven. So again, if you're brand new to oils, I know I'm like spitting out names of blends that mean nothing to you. We make this really easy. We have very simplified education that we can put in your hands to help you learn how to use these things. I started with a little book. You can find it. It's by Life Science Publishing, and it's called the Pocket Guide Reference. And I highly recommend that for everybody, but it's A to Z. So you can look up like essential oils A to Z, or you can look up your specific need A to Z. So if you want to look up cough, if you want to look up wound, if you want to look up sleep, energy, whatever, or you can look it up by the essential oil. Oh my gosh, my timer's about to go off in 30 minutes. Okay, I'm wrapping this up and you guys can take some pictures. The middle one here is Little Oils starter bundle that comes with pre-diluted Sleepy Eyes. These are pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to explain these. Sniffle Ease, Owie, Tummy Jies, and Genius. And it comes with a cute diffuser that also is a nightlight, that also is a sound machine. And then the one on the right, these are basically those exact blends, but ready to go, pre-diluted in a roller bottle. A lot of people love the roller bottle option just because it's easy to use. Roll it along the spine, roll it along the toes, the bottom of the feet, throw it in your bag. So lots of options here. Okay. If you want to take a picture of this, this is just a breakdown of those. It's called the Kid Scent Oils, Kid Scents. But again, those names are pretty self-explanatory. You can pretty much guess exactly what we use those blends for. Owie is the one that I keep in, like I have this tiny little bag that I keep when I don't have my full-blown diaper bag, and all it has room for in it is like my phone, chapstick, and a couple oils. Owie is one of the oils I always have on hand. It can drop straight on an open wound. It's soothing, it's healing, it stops bleeding. It's amazing. So just go ahead and take a couple pictures of these. What I wanted to show you was just how insanely versatile those oils are, because all the recipes I'm going to give you, for the most part, those oils are in that everyday kit. So for instance, that very first one is Keeping It Cool Roller. You can probably guess what that's for. If your kid has a fever, fever is not a bad thing. That is how God designed our bodies to fight a virus, to fight things. So we don't want to just get rid of a fever. That would actually prolong the illness. But obviously there's certain temperatures where we just want to keep our kid comfortable. We want to make sure they have a good night's sleep, but we don't want to stop the healing process. So this works amazing. This is 15 to 25 drops of lemon and peppermint in a carrier of choice, and you can make your own roller. So yes, you can buy the oils the rollers ready to go, or you can just take that everyday oil kit and you can make all these amazing things. I just go on Amazon and you can find glass roller bottles, and you can make basically something for everything. So that next one there is your immune boost roller that calls for thieves, purification, and frankincense all in the starter kit. And the only one not in the starter kit there is oregano. And these are not just for kids. You can use these too. The next recipe is an immune boost bath. We love doing oil baths, but just remember, if you put oil in your water, it's going to burn unless you have some sort of mixer in there. And so we use Epsom salt. And we mix it all in there really good before they get in. And that just makes sure that there's no burning on the skin and that it's diluted throughout the bath. You can also add baking soda as further detox and things like that. And then the next one is Immune Boost Bath for Kids recipe. A couple more recipes I want to share with you, and then I'll leave time for questions. This is a rehydrating spritzer. If there's fever going on, or there's all sorts of reasons people will go for like Pedialyte or something like that. Maybe a kid's not feeling great and not really eating a lot. This is something we do. We do Ningxia Red, and we do a scoop of Amino Wise. Amino Wise is not marketed as a kid product. It's marketed as a recovery from exercise fitness product. I drink it when I'm working out, very rarely. I drink it when I'm playing pickleball. But this is like your branched chain amino acids. It's got a hydration blend in there. It's got a recovery blend. It tastes amazing. My kids think it's delicious. It's kind of like a refreshing, I don't know if it's like lemon lime. You can add in mineral essence into this mix if you want to. You can add in, Young Living makes something called Vitality Drops. Vitality Drops are something we order every month because my kids are obsessed with them. You just do a squirt of the bottle in your water bottle, and it comes with 2 flavors. There's grapefruit bergamot and there's lavender lemon. We don't do juice or sodas or anything. And so this is like super fun flavored water, but with benefits. Oops, the only other thing I forgot that's also in here is Young Living's golden turmeric powder, which is really yummy. It's a mango rose flavor. This is like a homemade Gatorade, just absolutely delicious. Here's some of my favorites for bumps and bruises. However, the first top 2 are no longer here. So just push those to the side. We have new CBD products that Young Living put out in the last year that are incredible. We have a muscle rub roll-on that we do use on the kids. I absolutely love the two seedlings. There's a Tender Tush and a diaper rash cream. The Tender Tush does not have to just be for babies' butts. It can also be used as a carrier. It can also be used as a way to soothe skin. So you can add oils to that. But again, look at the bottom list. I mean, outside of M-Grain, Patchouli, Helichrysum, Roman Chamomile, everything else is in your everyday starter kit. So, this is something that takes time. If you're new to Young Living, there's something called loyalty rewards where you can basically customize a wellness box every single month. Every single month, you can change your products and your date. And I recommend this for people who are building up their medicine cabinet, who are replacing toxic chemicals in the home, who are getting supplements from Young Living. This is by far the best way to shop. And I promise you, if you were to look at the things that you already buy from the store, Young Living can take the place of probably 50% of those products when it comes to nutritionals, supplements, skincare, healthcare, you name it. So we have built up our arsenal over time. So it's baby steps. Like this right here, this slide looks like a lot of oils. But when you're on loyalty rewards for a year, you can just add each month, just build up that medicine cabinet one by one. Let's see. This is just another recipe. It's called an Everyday Wellness Tonic. This is for head tension. Maybe you need a little bit of an immune boost. I actually have a testimony about this from last night. I went to a fire cider making party and I came home with obviously like my jar of fire cider, but also came home with a bunch of leftover apple cider vinegar. Well, Emerson, without asking, saw the apple and thought it was apple juice, poured herself a glass, took a big swig, and Koa did the same thing. Koa almost threw it up. Neither of them threw it up, but they were like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. What is that? Well, Emerson prior to this had snot for about 4 days. It was just like clear snot, but it was just not going away. And she woke up this morning totally fine. And I'm like, all right, you had apple cider vinegar. Make sure you buy it with the mother. But this everyday wellness tonic, 1 to 2 drops of either cassia or cinnamon, a little bit of cayenne, a drop of thieves, and then for children, you can add maple syrup, honey, Ningxia Red, or like good apple juice, and it actually tastes like very delicious apple cider. Oop. Mom, is that you coming in as I end again? You are so cute.
Well, I just got in the tub and was able to take my phone out and look, and I'm just seeing all the text right now, babe.
I love you and I love that you show up. I'll send you the recording, but I think you already know all of this stuff. This is my
Okay.
this is my mother, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
The last few slides here are roller recipes. So if you buy roller bottles and you have that everyday oils kit, all you need is your carrier. Little Chompers roller, this is for teething or even for head tension. Copaiba, lavender. So actually Copaiba is no longer in the starter kit. I highly recommend adding this to your arsenal. It barely has a flavor. It is amazing for inflammation. I actually just put it straight on my finger, straight on baby's gums. It barely has a taste, but it's very effective. So Copaiba, lavender, clove, and then a carrier of choice. This is a Breathe Easy roller. I won't read through these anymore because I have to go because the sun is setting and I have to blow the shofar. Take a picture of this. This is a Soothe It. Oh, these are diffuser blends. And so again, this is going to be for respiratory or head stuff going on, sinus clearing, things like that. Breathe Easy Roller, another roller recipe. This is for when congestion is also causing some head stuff, some sinus issues. I think I did that one twice. The last slide here, oh, it's going the wrong way. That's why. Is a QR code. Scan this, and this is like my go-to kid products. Keep in mind, if somebody invited you to this call or someone shared this recording with you, you want to get that person's mentor referralship number from them. So when you scan this is going to take you to my wish list, but make sure to plug in their member number. It's important who you enroll with in this business because that person is going to guide you and teach you and hopefully educate you. So I hope this was helpful. I'm so glad that you guys all showed up. Before I sign off, does anyone have a question or need me to go back and show a slide? And if not, I'm going to go blow the shofar and bring in trumpets. Juliet, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question. You don't need, you can stop recording.
Okay. Anybody have a question that I should answer first?
I did, I had recently asked you for kids who have trouble focusing, and you
Yes.
said one of the oils was, Clarity, right?
Yes.
Okay, I like that one for myself. Can they put
I
that
do too.
on, can they put that on straight, or does it need to have a carrier oil?
For kids, there is I would say spicy oil in there. Basil and thyme are both, they're strong. They're just strong oils. So you might, if you are applying it to like the head, the forehead, the temples, yeah, you might want to dilute it, but I like to diffuse that one. There's several oils for focus. Some more gentler ones would be vetiver, frankincense, it's funny because like stress away comes to mind for me, but that's one of those that really works. It's got cedar wood in it. Cedar wood we know is high in sesquiterpenes, which oxygenate the brain. It's also one people use for sleep. So it's not necessarily going to make you sleepy, but it is like a calming focus. And then there's also one called brain power, and brain power is
Okay,
obviously like, that's self-explanatory, but I love Clarity too. I love diffusing it. It's super refreshing. The basil in it, it's just like an astringent, when you diffuse it. So
okay, thank you.
yeah, anybody else? And then I can quit recording. Thank you guys for being here. You can find the recordings on the YouTube on my Apex Living YouTube channel and in our team hub, Wellness Co, which if you're